So car debt seems to be the biggest obstacle when it comes to buying a home. Hey, what's going on, folks? How's it going? My name's Sherman Milton III, aka Realtor Sherm, local real estate advisor here in the Tampa Bay market, bringing you all things real estate. So let's talk about buying a home and these car loans. So whenever I work with a lot of my first-time home buyers, the biggest obstacle that they have is their debt-to-income ratio. When we go and take a deep dive into what's going on, it's these car payments, right? So I have to ask them, why is your car payment this much? Like, what on earth do you drive? And honestly, a lot of them, they're driving luxury vehicles, so they have these luxury vehicle car payments. And I always go back to them like, hey, what can we do in order to fix or to reduce your debt to income ratio? And at the end of the day, honestly, we only have two things that we can do. First things first, which a lot of them, they don't want to hear me. I'm like, sell that car, right? Sell that car. That's going to change your debt to income ratio and go buy you a hoopty, right? Or thug it out for a month or two until you can actually close on your new home. And then you can buy that new car again or do whatever you want. So a lot of them don't want to hear it because like, oh, I'm not selling my Benz, Sherm. I'm not selling my Beamer, bruh. I'm like, all right, cool. So I guess you don't want to buy a house. So a lot of them don't want to do that. So then I always go to the next option, which will be to refinance that car loan. And so whenever I take a deep dive into their finances, we look at what they're actually paying and what their interest rates are. Some of these interest rates are ridiculous. And I just don't understand. I was like, who taught you about finances? Huh? Because there's ain't no way your interest rate on this car should be this much. And honestly, it happens because a lot of them don't understand the concept of shopping around for financing, right? Because a lot of time they've graduated college and they got their big boy, their big girl job, and first thing they go out and buy a car. Well, you go to the dealership really don't care. And the crazy thing is they all had decent credit. It's not like they had trash credit. Like if your credit's trash, right, I expect for you to have a 23% interest on your car loan, right? But if you have decent credit, it definitely shouldn't be that high. So I always say, all right, let's go and get this car refinanced. Therefore, your debt to income ratio is going to change. And so what I always do is I'm like, hey, reach out to the local credit union. I know you're not a member of the credit union, but see what you need to do in order to become a member, right? Some of the credit unions, they just want you to live in a certain geographical area or work in a certain area. I mean, be affiliated with a local business and you can get an account and you can get access to their great rates, right? So I have Suncoast Credit Union as well as Publix Credit Union. Anytime I need to buy a car or I need a personal loan, I'm going to go to the credit union first before I step over to the major banks or anything like that, just because typically and traditionally their interest rates are much lower and they treat me better, right? Because I ain't got to spend that much money. So first things first, I'm like, hey, let's just sell the car, go get you a used hoopty. And if we can't do that, let's just go ahead and see if we can refinance that. And that's the biggest issue. And what I'm seeing a lot of, folks, right, are these luxury cars. Which they look good. Don't get me wrong. They look good. They drive good. They smell good. But guess what? At the end of the day, that luxury car is going to do the same thing that hoopty is going to do. It's going to get you from point A to point B, right? My first three cars were hoopties. First car was a 1989 Buick Century Estate Wagon, right? Then I had a Crown. No, I didn't have a Crown. Like I had a Grand Marquis. And then I got another Buick, like a 1998 Buick LeSabre. It was purple. We called it the purple mongoose, right? And all those cars were hoopties, paid cash for them, so I didn't have a car payment. I didn't get my first actual new car until I graduated college. And again, I had my first job, so I was like, oh, let me go buy a new car. Stupid decision, dumb decision. Well, I bought a brand new car. Interest rate was crazy. Luckily, I had a mentor at the time, and my mentor was like, "Sure." I'm like, "Why is your interest rate so high?" I was like, "What you mean? Like this is standard?" She was like, "You shop around?" I was like, no, this is what dealership gave me, right? I didn't know. So refinanced that, and then years later, I got a new car. Went down to the credit union. I went to Publix credit union. I was like, "Hey, I want to buy a car. Can you go ahead and pre-approve me? What are my rates, etc." I was good to go, right? And so I say that to tell you all it's okay. And Buffy, I can't think of Buffy's last name, but Buffy always says, crawl before you ball, right? You got to crawl before you ball out. So, I mean, all those hoopties, and then, my first car, I mean, I have a luxury car now, but guess what? I bought it certified pre-owned, right? I bought it certified pre-owned because it's like, ain't no way I'm gonna buy this car brand new, right? And it's gonna depreciate as soon as I drive off the lot. So I bought certified pre-owned. I added on a tire package because I drive a lot for work and I'm always getting nails in my tire. And I saved a ton, right? And that car has been rolling with me, right? And I got certified pre-owned because I had the same my warranty on that bad boy was better than the warranty on the new car, right? So it came with the warranty, everything was taken care of, and I saved a lot of money. And guess what? I went to my credit union instead of dealership, and I got a great interest rate. So if you want to buy a house, right? Take that in consideration. If you want to buy a house within the next couple of years and you're looking at new cars, take into consideration what your car payment's going to be because that's going to affect your debt to income ratio. And you want to be able to afford the house that you really want. So that's all I have for you all. I like to come on here and bring you real estate tips, bring you real life real estate stories. If I can help you all with anything, shoot me a DM and let me know. But until next time, I am out. Realtor Sherman. Peace.